That lawmakers violated the state constitution in an effort to take elections power from North Carolina's governor. The ruling involves legislation passed last December, just before Republicans lost their veto-proof supermajority in the General Assembly. Today's ruling was over one part of that law that would have taken away Democratic Governor Josh Stein's control over the State Board of Elections. It would have given that power to State Auditor Dave Bullock, a Republican. Critics have said the legislation is a power grab.